Hello everyone and welcome to SoChLAY India Foundation, Society for Changing Lives Through Aspiring Youths of India Foundation. Today we have our first guest, Tfa Nyengera, all the way from Zimbabwe, and we are listening to the CuppaTea Stories from the East. So Tfa, tell me something very basic about yourself.
Tfa actually is a nickname. It's actually not my original name.
Okay,
So my original name is Tafadzwa.
okay,
So to make it easy for my Indian friends
Yeah.
and others, Tfa was the easier option.
okay,
So that's about my name.
uh-huh,
And then I'm 25 years old.
okay.
I was born in Zimbabwe,
Which
And-
part of Zimbabwe?
Harare.
The capital.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
wow,
So
awesome.
I'm a city girl.
Okay, okay.
So that's basically it about me.
So you are from Harare, the capital,
Yes.
and now you are thousands of miles away in India, and that too in the sprawling 500-acre campus of Dibrugarh University. So tell me, what happened exactly? How did you decide that you have to cross an ocean and come all the way to India?
I think I'm a person who loves adventure.
Uh-huh.
I don't like to settle in one place for a long time. Just like even now in Dibrugarh, I feel like I've stayed in Dibrugarh for too long.
Yeah.
Now I want to go elsewhere, Guwahati,
Uh-huh.
Chennai, Mumbai. I want to explore. So because of that exploration spirit in me, I decided I didn't want to do my master's in Zimbabwe.
Okay.
So ideally, the choice was either Africa or out of Africa, but not Zimbabwe.
Okay.
So when the scholarship opportunity came for India, I grabbed it and here I am.
Wow. Congratulations. I mean, you are someone who has been sponsored by the government.
Yes.
So, if I'm not wrong, your subject was Masters in Social Welfare?
Social work.
Social work, right?
Yes, yes.
So let me just say one thing. So, for how many years of schooling do you need to have in Zimbabwe? So, for example, out here in India, we need 12 years of schooling, before we can start our high secondary.
Okay.
So, what about your schooling? Where did you do your school from?
In Zimbabwe, we got primary
Yeah,
and then
primary,
we got
yeah.
secondary.
Mhm.
So for primary, there's 7 years, from grade 1 to grade 7. Usually, grade 1s are 6 years old,
Okay.
and by the time they're 12, they're in their grade 7.
Oh.
And then you move on to Form 1, that's secondary. So you do Form 1 up to Form 4,
Uh-huh.
that's like lower secondary.
Okay.
And then higher secondary is Form 5 and 6,
Oh,
or
wonderful.
otherwise known as A level.
A level.
Yes, so there's O level, then there's A level. So Form 1 to 4 is O level, ordinary level.
Okay.
And then Form 5 and 6 is advanced level.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay.
So by the time you are done A level, you are 18 years old.
Oh,
Yes. And then you go on to do your degree.
so after 18, you go on to do your degree, and which you did from Harare itself?
Yes. Everything was done in
Oh,
Harare.
wow. Okay.
My kindergarten in Harare, primary in Harare, secondary in Harare, A level in Harare, as well as my degree in Harare. So you
Okay.
can understand if I wanted to branch out, what the feeling is like. I was just in Harare, and I
Yeah.
wanted to see the world and see something
Fair enough,
different.
fair enough. So, have you ever had an experience staying overseas before you came all the way to India? Or is this the first time that you're coming as an international student?
As a student, it's the first time,
Uh-huh.
but as a guest visiting relatives, I've been to South Africa before.
Okay.
I stayed there for about a month.
Uh-huh.
So I had an experience with living in a country that's on my own, but as a student, this is my first experience.
So this is your first experience being in India, and that too in Assam.
Yes.
Okay, so fair enough. I mean, so what about your parents? I mean, were they always supportive about whatever your dreams were about, your career, further education, and all these things?
My parents are very supportive.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's shockingly supportive
Uh-huh.
because when I got this scholarship, all they told me was, tell us how much money you need. We are supporting you.
Okay.
I had to run around and do everything on my own. What my parents just want is someone who's organized, has focus, and has a vision. And
Organization, focus, and
a vision, yes. And then you update them on what's happening. That's all they wanted. Even when I told them that I got the scholarship, they were kind of shocked because everything had been happening behind the scenes. I was just updating them. Now I need this. Now I need
Wow.
this. Now I need this. So they're very, very supportive of my dreams.
Okay. So it's like this. Let me try to paraphrase whatever you're saying. So you try to do all the work that is needed to get a seat in an international university
Yes.
on your own,
Yes.
behind their back,
Yes.
and then finally you just say that, voila, now this is what I have for you, my mom and dad, and they supported you in that.
No, not
Okay.
behind their back.
Uh-huh.
I told them that I want to study outside of Zimbabwe.
Okay.
I said it's okay.
Uh-huh.
And then I started looking for opportunities. I wanted to go to Namibia. That was another option. Asia was another option. So I actually got to a point where I calculated the fees for a Namibian university against the one from Zimbabwe. Just
Fair
to
enough.
prove to them that it is actually much affordable to learn outside of Zimbabwe for my master's than in Zimbabwe. So at that point, when I heard about the scholarship, I decided, let me also update them, and as I inquire about the scholarship. So I inquired, I would update them, inquire, update, like that. So
it's an iteration.
yes. Between
Okay.
this updating and inquiring, they were supporting me. Go on. What do you need? Do you need money to photocopy this? Do you need money for medical exams? Things like that.
Oh, okay. All right. I mean, that gives a fair idea about what your journey has been.
Yes.
So, on a very personal level, before you got the tickets and you got the admission in the university,
Yes.
so before you actually came here, did you ever feel that, I'm going away to a distant land? So, how did you sort of prepare your mind psychologically before landing your feet all the way to India? Like, did you check out the wiki pages? Did you go to the galleries of the university? Or how did you get a fair idea about what you are actually aiming for and what you're expecting out here in this country?
I was fortunate enough that a friend of mine was here before I came.
Okay.
So I managed
Wow.
to inquire about the university, about the state, about India as a whole. So that was much better. But I remember one day I asked her, "You've told me everything. Tell me what I need to do to prepare to come." And then she said, "You need a whole lot of emotional intelligence,
Wow.
a whole lot of emotional strength." But when I was at home, I just thought, okay, I'm a tough girl. I'm a city girl, I'm a tough girl. I can do this. What does she mean, emotional strength? So that was the main thing that I can differentiate from the other things. Definitely, I checked out the website. I checked out what Assam is like. But otherwise, that is the one thing that stands out. This emotional support, this emotional strength.
Did you check out the weather in Assam before?
No, I didn't check out the weather. My friend was here. My friend was here, so it was easy for me.
What's her name or his name? Your
Faith,
friend?
Faith
Oh,
Matang.
Faith was here, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, so that's very nice. I mean, that means you had people that you could talk to beforehand you came
Yes,
all the way.
yes.
So that sort of builds the trust, and you can, it's easier for you to take a decision after
Definitely.
that. Okay, Tfa, very nice to know those things. Now, let's move on to, so you stay away from home right now, and right now it's a digital age. All of us have phones, smartphones, we have laptops. So how do you stay in touch with your parents right now, mom and dad? Do you use Skype panel, FaceTime?
No, I don't Skype, I don't FaceTime. WhatsApp. WhatsApp is my friend.
WhatsApp?
Yeah,
Oh,
WhatsApp
wow.
is my friend.
Wonderful.
And sometimes, rarely they call, but WhatsApp is my friend. I would say WhatsApp is the medium of communication between me and my family.
Okay, so usually, like I have a lot of friends who are, studying on an international level right now. So they say that, when they are out of their own country for months at a stretch, sometimes it's even years. Like for example, you were coming here for a 2 years course, right? And it might be a whole season before you can land yourself back to your place. So you're out of the place for quite a significant amount of time. So a lot of people feel something which is known as, being left out of whatever is happening in the country in the time when you were not there. Like being left out of the good things which are happening back there in Zimbabwe while you were out here. Did you feel anything of that sort, or does it not bother you at all?
It bothers me. Definitely, it bothers me.
Okay.
I feel like I want to be at home at particular incidents. So many things have changed ever since I left home. There was an election. There's a new president.
Yes.
I was eager to participate in that election, but unfortunately, God had other plans. So I really feel like I'm left out sometimes. But on the other hand, I acknowledge that I chose this, and you have to make sacrifices when you want to advance in life. So it's just 2 years, and then I'll be back.
I mean, some of your friends might even get married. or
Definitely.
someone might have a new child,
Definitely.
or people would have moved on, or new movies would have come in your local cultural language. But it's okay. I mean, if you want to reach on that level, if you want to achieve whatever your career goals are, then I guess it makes sense to sacrifice to just an extent.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, if it's about the end goal that you really care about, right?
True.
Okay, fair enough. So for our audience, we want to say that India, Zimbabwe had a really good and strong bilateral ties for quite some time now. In around 100 years from now, there was those Muntapa kingdom in Zimbabwe, and the merchants from India, they had gone all the way to trade in most important things like textiles, spices, and a bit of ivory as well. So after that, after independence, there's an interesting piece of trivia where our Prime Minister, Mrs. Indira Gandhi, she went all the way to support Zimbabwe in its independence, which happened in 1980.
Yes.
So India and Zimbabwe had good relations politically, even for the non-aligned movement, okay, and the Commonwealth Head of Nations program. So it is good. I mean, these are all political affairs, and we are students, so we do not really are so much associated with these kind of things. But I believe that it's the people-to-people connection, which is also very important between two nations. So it's really good to have you, Tifa. So now we will just move on to something which is more related to your course. So you're pursuing Master in Social Work out here, and that's a 2 years course, right?
Yes.
How do you like the classes actually?
The classes are good, the classes are vibrant, but just as the personalities of the teachers are different, their delivery also is different.
True.
Yeah. Otherwise, the classes are good.
What kind of subjects do you have?
They vary really. From the first semester, we had courses like skills for social workers. It taught us like time management, stress management, different skills that a social worker needs. And really, these are just basic skills. And then we've got casework.
Okay.
We've got group work. We've got qualitative research. We've got statistics. They're very varied. Computer studies, but all these are in line with social work as well.
So what you're saying is that whatever skills a good social worker needs in today's 21st century digital society, so the university is teaching and grooming you in mostly all of those aspects.
Yes.
Okay. And so before you started your master's, what was your graduation degree? What was it about?
Psychology.
Oh, psychology. Wow, that is an interesting combination. I mean, first you were a psychologist and you're trying to find out human behavior, and now you want to apply it. Is that how it is related?
Yes, actually.
How is it related between psychology and social work? What do you think?
Psychology is the study of the mind and human behavior. So unlike most people who say we read people's minds, you only just predict how people are going to react based on what they've done before.
True.
Yeah. So that is psychology. And then we move on to social work. Social work is helping people with their social problems.
True.
So this also helps in the sense that we have seen how people have behaved before, psychology. Now, through our prediction of how they'll behave in the future, we can try to help them with regards to their problems.
Okay.
For example, let's say someone is facing domestic violence in their home,
Sure.
okay? We already know that maybe this husband or this wife is violent. So based on the actions that have happened before, we can try and help this person. So this is how social work comes in. Then we do casework. Casework is when we help a person on an individual to individual basis.
All right.
So this is how all these social sciences are connected. They all have to do with the brain and how people behave.
Okay.
And how we can help people to behave in a better way.
So it's all interdisciplinary.
Yes, they're all linked.
They're linked together.
Yes.
So social work, so somehow related to helping people, develop themselves in society, trying to reduce the social evils that we have in different sorts of society. Okay? For example, you mentioned about the domestic violence, and really, unfortunately, even in India, and especially in Assam right now, there are so many cases of domestic violence which is happening on a daily basis. Okay. So let me ask you something which is related to our foundation. Okay, so we're doing a lot of volunteering work, especially in the parts of Eastern Assam right now, which has its own share of problems. So Tifa, so in your whole experience of studying the cases for your master's work, have you ever come across a case which was quite interesting where you would probably want to volunteer and work in these parts?
At the moment, I can't think of any really interesting cases. because my first attachment was with UNICEF, and the scope of work
Oh,
we were
UNICEF,
doing. Yes,
UNICEF.
UNICEF Dibrugarh.
Okay.
The scope of work we were doing was related to adolescent girls. We were just tackling the ordinary challenges that the adolescent girls face. So it wasn't really extensive, because you're not a fully fledged social worker, they don't make you delve deep into the issues. So it was more of an interactive basis where we just get to learn what kind of problems these girls are facing. So I can say I really found any interesting case. Otherwise, if I find any interesting case,
You would love to.
I would love to explore it.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
definitely.
All right. So so it doesn't just have to be necessarily restricted to adolescent girls. I mean, it might just be children who needs to be maybe educated, because our learning levels out here in India right now, especially for children, is sometimes it's quite low. Okay. So even in Assam, the present literacy rate, which is in Assam, it's quite around 2% less than the national average. So as a part of SoChLAY India Foundation, we are trying to work on those issues as well. And if you'd like to contribute in those matters, you're gladly welcome for that. We'd really love that. Okay. So let's just last but not the least, this thing about academics. So when I was a child, when I was in I guess I was in class 7 or 8, and we used to read a short story known as The Last Lesson. It was by a French short story writer known as Alphonse Daudet. Okay? If you have not heard about the story, I'll tell you what it exactly was.
Okay.
So it's like a lot of residents from a particular town, small town, they realize that the class they are attending in a classroom is the last class of their life. So supposedly the last class, because the country was taken over by a different nation. The teacher was transferred to a different country, and the next day onwards, the classes would have been taken in a different language. So I ask you one thing personally out here. So let's say, Tifa, tomorrow if you're not here anymore, okay?
Yes.
And in the university itself, tell me the name of one professor that you would gladly attend if that has to be the last class of your life.
That's a hard one.
And why?
Well, there are so many great teachers in my center, so that's a hard one. But I can say, unfortunately, the best teacher for me, whose class I would like to attend, left. She
Oh,
resigned, yeah.
Okay.
So I guess I can say I already experienced the last class.
Okay. Wow, that's an interesting
Yeah,
combination.
So
Okay.
her name is Mona Lisa Ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so yeah, so that was about the whole academic aspect, because anyway, you're a student right now. So connected to that and very closely related is the whole thing about language.
Yes.
So we here speak mostly Assamese. In India, on a national level, there are a lot of people who speak Hindi, for example. So you tell me, how was your experience, coming to a new place with a new language?
It was shocking, actually.
Oh, really?
It was shocking. I don't know, maybe when I was in Zimbabwe, I didn't envision that the rift would be so great. I assumed that English would be used frequently, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. So here Assamese is more popular.
Yeah.
So because of that, the shock hit me hard. And unfortunately, unlike other subjects, social work requires you to be social. It requires you to go to the field and talk to the people.
Exactly.
So even if you are communicating here with the professors in English, when you go to the field, you have to speak in Assamese. So because of that, I had to learn some Assamese, and with the help of my friends and one faculty member, we had some few lessons of Assamese, and it helped me, really it helped me with the
So
communication.
you try to assimilate with the people,
Yes.
learn about the new culture.
Yes.
Very good qualities of an exchange student, because that is what is expected of an exchange student. That you go to a new place, you learn about the new culture, and you try to learn at least one or two sentences so that you have an easy and comfortable time out here.
True.
So Tifa, I have to tell you something about this. So I have a few friends like Osama, who's from Yemen, and Ibrahim as well. So these people are your friends, right?
Yes.
So sometimes when we hang out together, we go to grills and chills and the places where in Dibrugarh. And then you know what? Osama, he goes and he talks to the people out here, and then he speaks a few Assamese phrases. Ohomia koi, okay? So I really like that, and that's not true just for him. I've seen you speak a few phrases as well.
Yeah, a little Kenewa, Batkala.
Oh yes, we love the rice
Yeah,
out here.
a few sentences, you get the conversation going, and also your friends usually use very common phrases, and these phrases are the ones that you tap into also in class.
Oh.
They ask you that. So when you get asked so frequent, you ask, what does this phrase mean? And then the teachers also explain to you, it means, have you understood? And then Bujinaigwa.
Oh wow.
You get to learn.
Yeah, I mean that's really surprising because your language is Shona, I guess.
Yes.
So Shona language has absolutely no similarity with Assamese.
It's so different.
If I try to say Dinonzi Abhijnan,
Yes.
Does it make any
Yeah,
sense?
that's very good. That's very good, actually.
Oh,
It's
okay.
very good.
Okay, so what about Kwazawai Makati venue?
Oh my god.
Okay.
Actually, with that one, it's correct, but the thing is, because of your tongue, the pronunciation is foreign.
Oh.
So then it's a bit funny. Otherwise, it's very correct.
Okay.
Also, people are not expecting you to speak in Shona.
Exactly.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
People are not expecting me to speak in Assamese.
Yeah.
So I said, Kenekwa?
Oh.
They look at you like, what? What did you just say?
Amazing. I mean,
So
I have to give you that.
So because of that, your pronunciation, I remember when I first learned it, there were two words that I used to confuse, and one of them is a bit foul.
Okay.
So I had to learn how to pronounce the two different words. Because one of them has got ba. What I was pronouncing ba.
Oh.
So these little little nuances.
Exactly.
They make a difference. So you have to keep learning and keep learning.
Wow.
Yeah, just like with your Shona also.
I
I'll teach
guess,
you more words.
I guess, thank you so much. I mean, I would glad to learn a few more Shona words from you. But what I like about your whole approach to being in new society is that a lot of people, when they come abroad or, go somewhere else, they try to stay very isolated and, within their own group and not try to exchange knowledge and information. But then that is what I really appreciate from you, because the speciality about you is that you're trying to see the nuances of the language as well.
Yes.
Like the bha and the ba thing,
Yes.
which you initially were confused about.
Yes.
So you have a habit of observation. That's what I have noticed. All right. So language, then comes the food, of course.
Yes.
Bhat. Do you
Yes.
like bhat or?
I love bhat.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh wow, amazing.
I love it. I love
Okay.
it. Even in Zimbabwe, I loved it. Here also, it's just the same. It's like I just flew with the bhat up to Assam.
So, oh my God! I mean, she also has a sense of humor. So, was it not a bit different because you guys have ugari or
Sajda.
Sajda, right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Sajda is like a staple diet.
Yes, that's our staple food.
What is exactly Sajda?
Okay, Sajda is grounded maize
Wow.
maize seeds. That maize cob,
Yeah.
those seeds, we remove those seeds and then we grind them into powder.
Okay.
So this powder is what you use to make a stiff porridge.
Okay.
So you just keep adding. It's just that powder and water.
Oh wow.
Those two ingredients.
Okay.
So you keep adding the water slowly. It will simmer a little bit, and then you keep adding, and then it becomes stiff.
So
it can be so stiff if I hit it, you faint.
Oh my God! So that's like it's not just Sajda; it's dynamite. I guess.
Yeah. It's very nutritious also, and usually the men like it that's stiff.
Okay.
Especially those who do manual work, builders, they like it very stiff because it gives them more energy. But otherwise, for people like us, we like it a little bit soft, And then, for me personally, I'm not really a fan of this sadza.
Okay.
Honestly,
What do you like?
I can do 2 years without sadza.
Wow.
I think here our own version of sadza that we have here is suji.
Oh.
That suji,
Uh-huh.
we use that suji also with a little bit of water. We stir it and make it hard also. So that's what we have here as our own version of sadza.
Okay.
But still, I think I could do 2 years without sadza. I love my rice actually.
Oh my God.
I love
so,
my rice.
Tifa out here is not there in Zimbabwe for 2 years, and she's not even missing her home staple food.
I'm not
Oh,
missing it.
Okay. So, coming to food, of course, everyone gets bored of eating inside their own homes all the time.
Yes.
So, do you go out here, some restaurants, cafes, try out local food and stuff?
Definitely. I think I've tried so many cafes. I don't even know some of the names. There are so many in Dibrugarh. And here in the campus, there are so many also. And the menus that they have give you a variety of the different delicacies that Assam has. So I've had a meal from all the canteens here. And then also in the Dibrugarh town itself, MFC,
Oh, wow.
Eat Repeat. There's so many. I can list all of them. Mayflower Resort.
Okay, that's on the other side.
Yeah,
of
on the
town,
other
right?
side. So many. And then there are other places where you find Baido making
Oh,
rice.
Baido Hotel.
Yes.
Oh, wow, amazing.
Baido's Hotel.
So you know what
There's so
Baido
many-
means in Assamese?
Auntie, big sis,
Yeah, big
lady.
sister, big
Yes,
respectable
yes,
sister.
yes.
Yeah.
So there are so many
Wow.
of them. So I've done my share. I've done my fair share. Domino's also when you miss
Oh,
pizza. So
okay.
there's the variety is there. So you just explore.
So how often, on a, let's say, a weekly basis, do you go out and eat?
Actually, I've reduced. I've reduced because I want to keep.
You becoming health conscious?
Yes, I'm becoming very health
Wow.
conscious.
Okay.
When I first came, I made Good Day.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Good Day biscuits! I just have them. But then I ate too many.
Okay.
And then I decided these biscuits are good, but I need to take them like once in a blue moon. So now I'm actually eating more boiled kind of foods. Yeah, I don't fry more. So I also don't go out more because there's a lot of oil also in the food.
Yes,
So I don't go out and take a lot of food outside. I stay indoors and eat indoors most of the time. But I can say this new year I ate once out.
Okay.
Yeah. So in 5
Fair
days.
enough. I mean, sometimes you have to give in to your old desires.
Definitely.
So yeah, in Assam we have what we know as Bihu. So that's like a really important festival which we have at least 2 times in a year. First, the best one is the Mag Bihu, which is happening very shortly, December 3rd week. Okay, so that's the time when all the harvest has been done and people are waiting for celebrations. And we have our own traditional dishes like pita and all those things. So have you tried a pita before?
I have.
Bora saul,
Wow,
jaha
but
saul, all those
I would like to
traditional
confess
stuff. Okay.
one difference I noted about Zimbabwe and India. When Indians say hot, they mean hot, like spicy. They mean spicy.
Okay.
When they say sweet, they mean sweet.
Okay.
So most of the sweets they are very, very, very sweet for me. So I think I only tried them once or twice when I was just tasting. Otherwise, after that, I can come to your house and bring you sweets.
But
I won't
you
take
will
myself.
not have it.
They are too sweet for me. That I can't handle. My system can't handle it.
Oh my God, high five.
Just
Who's
like
that?
the spices also. They are so spicy. But I think now I'm a bit, because you're a social worker.
Maybe someone just fed you the bhut jolokia once. Have you heard about it?
I tried, but it didn't work. Even with the spices, for example. Because I'm a social worker, I get to mingle.
Yes.
You can't say no to every dish in people's houses,
Yeah.
because they're so welcoming. Also,
True.
I'm slowly getting used to the spices.
True.
But the sugar, I decided no.
Okay. Fair enough. I mean, that's a valid point because you're trying to be health conscious and sugar in excess amount is not good for you. Apart from that, how about, so enough of talk about languages and, about food and all these things. These are not very primary in our whole thing. So let's just, dig a bit deeper and talk about things which needs a bit of introspection, okay? So think about your whole life till now and tell me one thing. Let's start with something very positive. What do you think has been your greatest achievement in all these years, especially in your adult life?
Oh, greatest achievement. There are so many actually. They become so many, you don't know which one to choose. What would I say? I think
I mean, everyone has challenges in their lives, different kinds of challenges. And
definitely.
there is a way to overcome them. You know, it takes some things take practice, some takes a lot of willpower, determination. So the kind of values that we look for at a successful, career-oriented person, or even a person who's successful in life. So, learning from our own mistakes and being humble, whatever. I mean, any kind of value. I mean, what do you think is what is an achievement for you? It doesn't
me-
have to be really huge. You don't have to get the Nobel Prize or something. I mean,
Definitely.
something very simple would do. I mean,
For me, okay, let me try and pick what would be simple.
okay.
I think moving from Zimbabwe to here
Mm-hmm.
is a great achievement.
Okay.
And settling in an area where there are not many people
Mm-hmm.
who look like you, just merely looking like you.
Okay.
There are not so many black people in Dibrugarh.
Yes.
There are not so many black people in Assam.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure about the whole of India because I've not traveled so far.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that is a great achievement. It takes a lot of courage.
True.
You have to be
True.
daring.
True.
This emotional strength that I was being warned about, it really plays a very important role in your movement from one continent to another continent. So I think that will be my greatest achievement.
Well, I did not expect an answer as deep as this one, but I believe, and I believe the audience believes as well, that overcoming that sort of an challenge where you do not find people of your own race or color amidst the people, and then coming here and pursuing your education successfully, mingling with the people, learning so many words, trying the new food, all those things have to become some sort of a decent achievement.
Definitely.
Okay, I totally agree with that. All right, so that's about achievement. How do you take care of your hobby? Do you have any hobbies? Do you like to do things for fun, like singing? I guess you mentioned about singing to me once.
Yeah, I like singing.
Uh-huh.
I like dancing.
Uh-huh.
I like acting. I like
Okay.
acting.
Uh-huh.
And recently, I took one hobby a notch higher. I love photography, and I think I've loved these for ever since I was young. So I think they also have not changed even with my shift from Zimbabwe to India. I love these four. I can
Okay.
vouch for it, definitely.
Have you found any like-minded people out there with whom you could pursue your photography?
Yes, I found a few, and I'm still making more and more connections so that I can make it maybe a profession. Who knows?
Yeah, who
I
knows?
can make money out of this,
Yeah, I mean, people are making money out of so many
Definitely.
interesting things.
Even singing, dancing,
Uh-huh.
there's so many opportunities really, and I'm still expanding myself
Okay.
and getting to see in which fraternities I can get into so that I can expand my knowledge of singing, sing with others, act also,
Okay.
dance.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and dancing I can vouch for. I even contested somewhere and I
Wow.
danced even.
Okay.
So definitely I'm expanding my horizons.
What is the traditional dance of Zimbabwe that you like? I mean, being an ambassador from that country, being a representative, what do you think represents Zimbabwe as in a form of traditional dance, or it could be traditional, it could be non-traditional, but you get my point, right? My drift. Like we have Bihu from Assam, for
Definitely,
example.
definitely. Zimbabwe's got so many dances, okay? There are traditional dances. There's Mbakumba.
Oh,
Some of these,
Bakumba.
yeah, some of these dances I can't even not dance myself. Well, because really I have not practiced.
Okay.
But otherwise, I think if I practice, dedicate my,
possible.
definitely I can do it.
Okay.
There's Mbakumba, there's Jerusalem, okay, just to mention a few. And then there's contemporary dance.
Shall we just walk on this side?
Definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
okay.
You can do that.
All right.
So there's contemporary dance, and then there's this kind of, I don't know if you have heard of this genre of music called house House
Yeah,
music.
house, yes. I'm
Yes,
fairly
yes.
acquainted with that, yeah?
Definitely. And these house dances, these house moves, I think for me in my circle also,
Yeah.
they are the most popular.
Oh.
Yeah, they're the
okay.
most popular. And I guess also for the older generations, they've got their own different dances.
True.
Yeah, but these are the few that I can mention.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, so that was really very fascinating to hear about your achievements and how you have always been a very social person and how it all relates to the degree that you're pursuing right now. So, the whole universe is, let's say, conspiring for you to become a successful person. I mean, not against you,
Thank
as
you.
Coelho used to say back then. But that's really good to hear that everything is coming to fruition. Okay, so on a more deep level, so where do you see yourself in the future? Let's say 5 years down the line. Okay, what are your future goals? What do you intend to take away from the months and years you have spent in Dibrugarh University, part of India, part of Assam? You know.
In 5 years is a long time, but it's also a very short time.
It is. It is.
In 5 years, my specialization in social work is human resources.
Human resources.
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, I'll be taking care of the welfare of the human resources in an organization. So definitely, I want to pursue that. I'm very passionate about that. About the safety, welfare of workers. I'm quite passionate about that. So that's one thing. I'll be an HR personnel.
True.
Secondly, I'm taking this photography hobby to the next level.
Wow.
I want to do that. And then I'm not sure if 5 years is a bit too soon, but I'm thinking of maybe in the future to have an organization that caters for events.
Like event management
Yes,
organization?
yes, definitely. PA system, photography, decor, all these things that are linked to events.
Okay. Wow.
What else am I thinking? Another thing, some of these are just ideas now. They're not really, the plans are not, they have not matured.
Yeah, this is just an incubation stage.
Definitely,
where you
definitely.
are thinking of a lot of things and some will work out, some might not.
Definitely.
But we always have to aim for the positive things,
Yes.
right?
Okay.
Tell me.
One more. I've got a passion for radio.
Wow.
I love radio.
Oh, wow.
I love radio so much. So if things work out well, you never know, I might be a radio presenter.
I mean, you could be, because you have a nice voice.
Thank
and
you.
you could present pretty well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I think for now I can mention these few. Yeah, in the next 5 years.
Okay.
So if we work hard,
Yeah.
I think we can have something in 5 years.
Definitely. I have full faith that, in 5 years' time, if you are around in this place, and I would see you, heading an organization for yourself, organizing events. It could be anywhere in the world. Doesn't matter, right?
Definitely.
But whatever your hobbies, they are all, good hobbies. Photography, home decor, or dance, or all those things. Okay. So that is sort of what we were supposed to talk about today. The sun is almost setting down, and as we walk along the beautiful campus of Dibrugarh University, which was established in the year 1965, and I personally I'm a resident of this university for the last, 25, 26 years. I've grown up in these streets. I have cycled, I have fallen down while I was cycling, playing cricket, football, all those things. So I have quite a decent amount of memories. So it's nice. It's nice to walk along and talk to someone who's coming from thousands of miles away, crossing an entire ocean to just come to this part of the land.
True.
So I'm from SoChLAY India Foundation, Society for Changing Lives Through Aspiring Youths. We are really grateful to have Tfa with us tonight. In the afternoon. Okay. So yeah, thank you so much, Tfa.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
was a
And
great
we hope to
conversation.
be collaborating in the future as well.
Definitely.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
I have to look at the camera or you. We are discussing, right?
Yeah, I might look at the trees. Sometimes I'll look at you. So we are discussing. Okay, we will walk and we will discuss. You don't have to look at the camera. You can look anywhere else. Okay.
Rolling.